Hello, young explorers. Welcome back to my channel, The Science Vortex, unlocking the wonders of science. Well, explorers, have you ever thought how that towering tree in your backyard grows so tall without ever ordering a takeout? Or how those beautiful flowers bloom without a grocery store in sight? Well, the secret lies in something magical called photosynthesis. But before we get there, let's understand what nutrition in plant is all about. In the following video, we will be discussing about the nutrition in plants in details. In order to understand what is nutrition, we must first understand what are nutrients. Now, nutrients are the essential substances that living organisms need to grow, survive, and stay healthy. They are found in food we eat and help our bodies perform various functions like building cells, providing energy, and repairing tissues. Some examples of nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Water and fiber are not actual nutrients, but they help these nutrients to be absorbed by the body and the waste products to be removed from the body. Hence, they are also of prime importance. Now, water is basically essential for hydration and bodily functions, whereas fibers aid in digestion. Now that we know what are nutrients, let us now understand what is the meaning of nutrition. Now, nutrition is the process by which living organisms obtain and use the nutrients they need to grow, develop, and maintain good health. It involves consuming the right type of food in the right amount to support the body's function and overall well-being. So we can conclude that nutrients are like the ingredients in a recipe that our bodies need to function properly. And nutrition is like the cooking process that ensures we get those ingredients in the right amount to stay healthy. Now that we have understood what are nutrients, what is nutrition, let us now understand why is nutrition important for our bodily function. Nutrition plays a crucial role in our lives, affecting everything from our energy levels to our ability to fight off illnesses. Here are some key reasons why nutrition is so important. The food we eat gives us the energy we need to carry out daily activities, whether it's playing sports, doing homework, or just staying awake in class. Proper nutrition is essential for growth, especially during the childhood and adolescence, when our bodies are rapidly developing. Good nutrition helps strengthen the immune system, making it easier for the body to fight off infections and diseases. A balanced diet can reduce the risk of developing chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, etc. Nutrition not only affects the mood but also enhances the mood and emotion and leads to a mental well-being. Now we know that all organisms cannot prepare their own food. Organisms that can synthesize their own food have a mode of nutrition which is different from the organisms that cannot prepare their own food. So now let us explore the different modes of nutrition. There are two basic modes of nutrition, namely autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So let's begin with understanding the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is a mode of nutrition where organisms produce their own food using simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water or certain chemical compounds. This process typically involves photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Now let's look at a few examples. Most plants are autotrophs, using photosynthesis to convert sunlight into food. For example, a sunflower uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to produce glucose in the presence of chlorophyll and release oxygen in the air. Like plants, algae also use photosynthesis to make their own food. But there are some bacteria, like cyanobacteria. They can also perform photosynthesis, while certain other bacteria like the sulfur bacteria use chemosynthesis, obtaining energy from the chemical reaction involving inorganic substances. Now let us understand how these processes work in a nutshell. Let's start by understanding photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, green plants use chlorophyll in their leaves to capture sunlight, converting carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. This process primarily occurs in the chloroplast of a plant cell. If you refer to the equation below, you will be able to understand how the process actually works. In chemosynthesis, certain bacteria synthesize food using energy derived from chemical reactions instead of sunlight. This process is common in environment without sunlight, such as deep sea hydrothermal vents. We must bear in mind that while carbohydrates are the primary food material that the plant produce out of photosynthesis, plants also produce other nutrients like proteins, fat, vitamins, etc. So now the natural question is, how does it prepare these other nutrients? Let us take the example of protein. Now, to form protein, nitrogen is very essential. So you may be led to believe that the plant can easily absorb nitrogen present in the air through the stomata. However, this is not possible, as the plants are not able to take in nitrogen directly from the air and use it to produce these nutrients. The soil has certain bacteria that can turn the gaseous nitrogen into a more usable form and release them into the soil. And now this nitrogen is absorbed by the plant along with water and other minerals, helping the plant to produce protein. In the same way, by absorption of other substances, the plant can produce fat, vitamins, etc. With that, we come to the end of the autotrophic nutrition in plant. Now let's have a look at the heterotrophic nutrition. We'll also understand how heterotrophic nutrition takes place in plants. Heterotrophic nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which organisms obtain their food and energy from other living or dead organic matter, as they cannot synthesize their own food. Unlike autotrophic plants that produce their own food through photosynthesis or chemosynthesis, heterotrophic plants rely on other organisms for nutrition. Now, plants that exhibit heterotrophic nutrition are also known as heterotrophs. These plants have adapted to different methods of obtaining nutrients from the surrounding. So let us discuss about the different types of heterotrophic nutrition in plants, along with some examples. The heterotrophic nutrition that we will be discussing are parasitic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, insectivorous or carnivorous nutrition, and symbiotic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition. Parasitic plants derive their nutrition by attaching themselves to other living plants, called the host plant, and extracting water, nutrients, and some other organic compounds directly from them. They often have specialized structure called hostoria. These hostorias penetrate the plant and suck out the nutrients from them. Examples of plants that perform the parasitic nutrition are Doda and Rafflesia. Saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic plants obtain nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter. They secrete digestive enzymes into their surrounding to break down complex organic material into simpler substances, which they then absorb. Examples of saprophytic nutrition are Indian pipe and mushrooms. Insectivorous nutrition. Insectivorous plants obtain some or most of their nutrients by trapping and digesting insects and other small animals. They typically grow in nutrient poor soil, where they supplement their nutrient intake, particularly nitrogen, by consuming prey. Examples of such plants are Venus flytrap and pitcher plant. Sundew is yet another interesting example of the insectivorous plants. Symbiotic nutrition. Symbiotic nutrition involves a mutually beneficial relationship between two organisms, where both parties gain advantages. In some plants, symbiosis allows them to acquire nutrients from the other organisms while providing some benefits in return. For example, the lichens are a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and an alga. The alga photosynthesizes and provides food, while the fungus offers protection and absorbs water and minerals. Another example is the mycorrhiza, which is a symbiotic association between a fungi and a plant root. And that wraps up our journey into the fascinating world of plant nutrition. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our exploration into how plant nutrition takes place. If you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can never miss out on the next adventure in science. We'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, or any topic you'd like us to cover for future. Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.